Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hafiz, and in this tutorial, I will show you how to design this premium supplement brand on Shopify. And without further ado, let's jump into the tutorial. So the first step actually is to install our theme. And for this tutorial, we're going to be using Horizon theme. So you can see your Horizon theme here. You just have to click add like this. And then it's going to come here, and then you just have to click publish. Once it's done installing and you've already published it, then let's move on to creating our products. We click on add product. And then I'm going to add all our products right here. Right here, we can add our product images. And then we input our price. And also the compare at price. Then we click on save. Now we have to add 3 more products. So now that we've done adding all our products, the next step now is to create our collection. We click on collection. We're going to add new collection, and we're going to name this collection supplement. And then we're going to click on browse, and we're going to add our 4 products. We're going to click add, and then we're going to click save. Now that we've created our collection, let's create pages for our policies. We click on settings, and then we're going to find policies here, right here, and then we are going to auto-generate the templates. Click on insert templates, we click on publish, we click on privacy policy. It's already auto-generated. And then we click on terms of service, we click insert template, publish, shipping policy. We have to write something here, and then contact information. We just insert the templates, and then we just click publish. And then legal notice, we're going to insert template, and then we're going to click publish. Now let's go back and include our policies in our navigation. Close it, and then we click on content, and then menus. We're going to create a menu, if I'm correct. Menu, create menu, and then we're going to call this main menu, and we're going to add home page. We're going to add one additional one, shop all. Shop all will lead to our collection, our supplement collection. And then we're going to add contact. This should lead us directly to, okay, we're just going to put a link here for now. Then we're going to create our contact page later. We're going to add one more menu. We call this supplements. This can also lead to your supplement collection, and maybe you have a specific kind of supplement, maybe it's kind of a multivitamin. You can just link it here, but for this tutorial I'm just going to link it to the same supplement. Doesn't matter anyway. So I'm going to click save, and then I'm going to create one more menu navigation. I'm going to call this footer menu, and I'm going to add all our policies. So I'm just going to privacy policy, legal notice, terms of service, refund policy, but I would like to have everything in uppercase. Then I'll click save. Now let's start editing. To do that, we click on online store, and then we click on edit theme. Now we have to fix our colors. So we click on settings, theme settings, click on colors, and then we click on scheme 1, and then you should include the following colors. The color code is here, you can just type it in, and we're going to include the color codes for all dark colors. Everything dark should be with this color code, blue color code. But for the hover background, I'll use this color code right here. And then we click save. Now let's go back to scheme 4. We're going to edit scheme 4 and scheme 5, and then we're going to create additional scheme color. That will be scheme 8. So let's edit scheme 4. So this time around, the background will be this color code right here, and then all others will be the dark blue color code. We can use this color for border, and then the shadow can also be that dark blue color code. think it's okay we stop at primary button, and then we click on save. Now let's edit scheme 5. Scheme 5, I'm going to use dark blue. This dark blue as background, and then we are going to leave the heading, the text, links as white, and then we can change the shadow to also dark blue, and then we want the background to be this pink background, and then we want the text to be the dark blue text. The over color should be light blue, then the over border should be, can do it as a light blue as well. Then we click on save. Now let's create another color scheme. We're going to create a click in add scheme, and then this is going to be for scheme 8, and we are going to make the heading to be white, the text should be white, link white, overlinks should be dark blue, and then the shadow can be dark blue as well, and then we can leave the rest as it is. Then we click on save. Now the next step is to move to typography. For typography, we are going to install a custom font and a custom application. So first, we want the body of the typography of the font to be inter regular should be the body, and then the heading should be reformer. We have to download the font from an external website, which is in the description box below. Just click on it and then you'll be able to download the font. So click on typography, and then the body is already on inter. I want it to be inter regular, which is perfect. And then for the heading, we have to install an external application to do that. So let's click exit, apps, and then on the search bar we need to search for Google Font, and then we need to download RT Google Fonts custom font, this one exactly. Then we click on install, and then install. Then we click on customize app, enable, next, close the dialog box, add new, click on custom font, then we call this reformer, and I'm going to add the reformer font. It's here, reformer.ttf 1918 Blanca TTF, and then we're going to click open, and we're going to select H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6, and then we're going to click on custom element, and then we are going to add this CSS tag H null. We're going to add it to H6, so H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6, and then we're going to click on Force Styles Override, and then we're going to click Save. The next step now is to start adding our design and adding our sections. So we go back to Online Store, and then we click on Edit Theme, and then as you can see, the hero is already there as template, so we have to add 2 images. First, click on Select, and then I'm going to add the image right here. This is the image. Click on Open, and then I'm going to click Done, and then I'm going to add the other image, which is this one right here. And then Done, Save. Now we're going to choose a scheme color for this hero section. We're going to choose scheme 8, and then for the button we are going to use the primary button, exactly like this, and then the alignment should be left aligned like this, or no, center aligned. So let's make it center but in the middle. I want it to be here, and I want to have also like a text above the heading. So let's look for it. Here we're going to click on button, we're going to click on position, and then we're going to put it to center exactly. Then we're going to add one more block, which is going to be text. So the text will be above it like this, and then we're going to click Save. Now for our custom fonts to be visible, we have to enable it in our app embeds. We click on app embed, and then we're going to switch it on, and then we should already see our font here. Something is wrong, it's not coming up. So I'm going to go back and check what's wrong actually. So I'm going to click exit, and then I'm going to go back to my Google Font app and diagnose why it's not showing up. We're going to click Save. And then we have to go back to our theme editor and check once again, but this time it should already be working. Okay, so the reason why it's not visible, our heading is not visible, is because our heading font is not visible because the tag is on paragraph instead of heading tag. So we have to change it here to H1. Yeah. And then also the text here, you can write anything you want, but I would always prefer it to be on a single line and on caps lock. Like this, and then the text itself should be like this. And we click on save. Now let's change the colors of the announcement bar. Let's change the color scheme to color scheme 5, and then the color scheme of the header to be changed to color scheme 4. This, and then we click on save. For the header, I would like to use a different menu. So I'm going to click main menu and then choose replace. I'm going to choose this one here. Perfect. And then I'm going to center the menu items to the middle. I'm going to click save. And then for the text on our announcement bar, I would like to have something a bit long, and I'm going to make it uppercase, and then I'm going to click save. Now let's move on to our featured collection. So we're going to click add section, and then I'm going to look for featured collection. Carousel. Like this, and then I'm going to make it so it's in the middle. Alignment should be in the middle. And the text also should be in the middle. Yeah, so we're going to change the header for the featured collection. We're going to align it to center, and then the position also should be center, and then text itself should be something of your choice. Then we click on save. For the actual text itself, we are going to use the collection we've already created. This collection, and then the column should be 3, like this. And then I want the product card to have buy button, and I want the buy button to be below the price. Then the buy button, I will disable the quantity. Now I will disable accelerated checkout. Yeah, just the add to cart and the quantity. And I'm gonna click save. Now let's move on. I'm gonna add a new section, and this section would be a custom section. So this is the custom section, and I'm going to click on add block. For you guys to have this section, because this is a custom section, you can find the text in the description box below, where you can use the exact same code as I am using right now. So again, what you have to do here is to click on add section, and then we have to add another custom section, because this section is a custom code. It's not from the theme originally, it's a custom code from me. So to get this code, you just have to go to the description box below, click on the link there, and then it will take you to where you will find the code. And then when you're done finding the code, just come here, these 3 dots here, and then click on edit code. And then you will find some text on the left hand side, some text items. Look for blocks, and then you click on blocks, and then you click on this file plus plus, click on it, and then you have to add a new code right here in this file. So for example, let's say I want to make tests. Let's say it's a test code, for example. You have to make sure that it ends with a .liquid. Whatever you type in there has to end with .liquid, like this, without any space in the middle, something like this. And then you click on enter, and inside this empty box, that's where you have to paste in the code from the description box that I just explained earlier. Once you do that, you go back to your theme editor. Once you click on add block, you will find the name of the file, whatever you named it as, it's going to be here, or you just find it here. I think the name is 2-column layout, so that's the name I gave it. So I'm going to click 2-column layout like this, and then I'm going to add my first image, which is the face of this woman right here. And also this image here. And then I'm going to click done. And then for the second column, I'm going to look for this image here. And I'm going to adjust the height to about 700, like this. And for the final step, I'm going to add a link to our product. I'm just going to add any link right now just to make the button visible, like this. And then I'm going to click save, and you can add whatever you can add whatever text you want for the heading. Now let's move on to the next section, which is gonna be pool court. So we're gonna look for the section called pool court. It's down here. Exactly. We're gonna click on it, and then we're gonna change the text to heading 1, and yeah, like this. And then we change the style of the button to secondary, like this. And then we change the shop now to caps lock. Then we click on save now. Now let's add another custom section, which is the Mosaic gallery. So first we have to add a custom section like this, and then we add our block, and then I already have the custom code already installed into my code editor. But for you guys, what you have to do is you just have to go to the link in the description box below, and then you download the codes, copy them, and then you come to blocks, specifically blocks, click on blocks, click on add file, change the name, but it has to end with .liquid, and then come here, then paste the code right inside here, inside of the block. Once you do that, copy the codes, so Command A, Command C, copy it inside a new code file that ends with .liquid, and then you paste it, then save and refresh right here. Once you refresh like this, once you refresh, you can see the block section right here. Do this again. You can see the block section right here. So I'm just going to look for images. Item 1. I'm just going to add random images. Okay guys, so I'm just going to add random images inside. Okay, let's add this one. This one should be the first one. And then the second image should be whatever, it's looking nice, and the third image should be, let's use this one here. Then the fourth should be, let's use this one here. Fifth, this. The sixth should be this one right here. Yeah, and you can just change the text on the side. Up here, you change the color of the star, let's say to blue, and then increase the size of the text, and then change the heading here, subtext here, as you like. I'm just gonna click save. And then I'm gonna click. Now let's move on. Let's add another section. So we're gonna click on custom section. As you already know, this is a custom code. It's not included in the Horizon theme, so you have to use a custom code. You can find the custom code in the description box below. Once you download your custom code, you can just come to the code editor right here and then create a new file in the blocks file, and then it must end with .liquid. Paste your code here, save it right here, and then come back to your theme editor. Click on add block, and then you should find it here. One of these should be here, and I'm just gonna add media carousel, and then I'm gonna add my images. Choose the media. It's either an image or a video, so I'm just gonna add any random image just for the tutorial. This girl is appearing too much. I'm gonna add this one here, and then I'm gonna choose the aspect ratio to be 9:16, like this, and then exactly the second media should be image as well. Click on it, choose this image here. The third media should be image as well. Click on it, and then I want it to be this image right here, and then the fourth media should be image, and then I'm gonna choose this lady here, and then the fifth media should be an image, and then I'm gonna click this lady here. Yeah, perfect. And then I'm gonna click save. Yeah, that's it for this one. So the next step is to add another section. This time we're going to add a comparison table. So we're going to click add section, and this time you can also click brand comparison table is the name. Also this is also a custom generated code, as you all know. Description box below, find the code, download it, come to your theme code editor, create a new file in your blocks, paste the code, save it, come back to your theme editor, refresh, and then click on add block, and then you should be able to find the name of the custom code there. So let's design. You have to make the align it to center, and then yeah, that's it. Basically you just have to remove, because I like to use just one brand and then change my own brand text to image. So I'm not gonna show second competitor, but I'm gonna choose my own image. Where is it? Let's just choose any random image here, and then just click OK, and then our brand should just be taken out, and then I'm just gonna click save. So that's it for this section. And the next section is this section right here. It's called editorial. Just have to click on add section, and then we look for editorial. Editorial is here. Yes, and then I want the image to be second, so the media should be on the right hand side, and then I'm gonna click on the media and I'm gonna select any image that I like that fits to my brand. So I'm gonna click on this image here, and then I'm gonna duplicate this editorial. I'm gonna duplicate it, and then I want this second duplicate to have the image on the left side. Then I'm gonna change the media to the face of the girl. Here. And then I'm going to click save. Now the next step is to have our frequently asked questions. I'm going to look for it. It's right here. Exactly. And I want the frequently asked questions to have a centered heading. So I'm just going to align everything to the center like this, and then we are done with the frequently asked questions. You can just change the text here as you like, and then I'm gonna find text with icons. So icons with text, I'm gonna go with this one right here, and I want 5 icons. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna duplicate 2 more icons like this, exactly, and I'm gonna remove all the headings. All the headings, I'm gonna remove them. Like this. And I'm gonna click on save. Now the next step is to start changing the icons. I've already made some custom icons. I just have to insert them. And then I'm going to click save. Then for our footer, I'm going to change the color scheme to color scheme 5. And then for the utilities, also color scheme 5. And then I'm going to edit color scheme 5 so that the background of the input has the dark blue color. And then I'm going to click save. And for the footer as well, I want to have, for this group here, instead of having join our email list, I would love to have 2 groups, 3 groups, 2 for menu items and 1 for divider, to separate the email input from the menu items. So I'm just going to add block. I'm going to add group 1, duplicate, make it 2, and then divider. The divider should come last. Yeah, like this. 1, 2, 3. Yep. And then first group should have menu items like this, and I will change it, replace the menu to the menu. And then the second group, this one should have also menu items. So I'm just gonna choose this one and I'm gonna replace it to footer menu like this. And then the divider should be like this as well. I think the divider should be inside. No, the divider should be a vertical divider. Yeah, outside. And then I'll just take out the divider. Divider is causing problems. Take it out like this, and then for the email sign up, I'm gonna add okay, let's go over the footer once again. So I'm gonna delete this. I think there should just be two groups. Yeah, like this, and then each group should have separate items. For this group where the email address is sitting, I'm gonna change the heading to an H4, I guess, or H3, and then the other group, that's where I'm gonna put the menu items. Yes, I'm gonna make it horizontal, and I'm gonna add a divider. And the divider should come last. Good, like this. And then I'm just gonna replace this with main menu, and the other one should be replaced with footer menu like this. And then I'm gonna click save. So basically we are done with the home page. It looks very beautiful.